Hello guys, my name is NaToSaphiX. Today we have another video, and this time it is yet another video for Play.gg. Today we'll be taking a look at the first match back for Device in an Astralis shirt. Enjoy. If you are a new Counter-Strike fan and you are enjoying your first year watching this, you might have joined in exactly this guy's gap year, a guy known for his unparalleled consistency on a round-to-round basis, and in particular, year to year. Device is widely regarded as being the best player from Denmark, a country known to be the greatest Counter-Strike nation when it comes to CSGO. Known to be struggling and a bit of a choker earlier in his career in the big moments, Device have really matured and has now become one of the absolute best big game players that the game has to offer. With the introduction out of the way, let's focus on Device's first match in 2022. If you missed Device's opening match, let me tell you he had an absolute banger of a performance against a lower ranked team in Denmark called Reedtz. Over the two maps, Device ended up with 56 kills and a rating of 1.66. Spectators of the match had the chance to enjoy Device on both an AWP and a rifle, as he delivered massive performances with both weapons. I know that so far in the video you've mostly watched a Device highlight reel, but don't worry, we'll get into the analysis shortly. One of the big positives that I found from watching this match is, for example, round 7 on Nuke, where Device gets spotted outside, immediately and without firing a shot rotates over to ramp, where there are 3 Ts taking over the space. Once again, without firing a shot, he gives up the space, stays alive, and Reedtz are now left without an entry kill that they were hoping to get. Astralis will later pick up the round with ease. In round 15, the last round of the CT half, we again see Device showing off his impressive range, going aggressive at the start to get an opening on the outside, and then later rotating down to the B bomb side where he will be in perfect position to pick up all 3 kills. If you are a follower of mine on Twitter, there's a big likelihood you will have seen this tweet that got over 5,000 likes of Device having grenade lineups to drop smokes in corners. Dropping the smoke like this makes it not roll, and it makes it easier for Device to throw these 2 smokes in combination. It is just great to see Device bring a new trick to his first match after his return. With some positives pointed out, I feel it only fair to also bring some negatives. There were some worrying things that I did see in the demos, like in this round where Device sort of abandons his team over on the A bomb side and decides to go for a very late flank around CT. The round could have easily been decided by just NaToSaphiX not getting this 1 kill, and if Device doesn't hit an instant 1-deke on Lucky, I think Astralis lose this round before they even really get going. Device will eventually die and they will lose the round. This Mirage round in isolation is not really that big of a deal, but when you connect it to this round, round number 1 against Reedtz on Nuke, we see a Device who is kind of, in my opinion, unwilling to create the space. I'm not saying that he should necessarily be the guy working in first from main, but there are actually a lot of timings for Device to be had here from main, and I'm just low-key kind of worried that losing someone like Config, who is so very able and willing to create the space for the team, means that someone else has to pick up the slack, and having both Device and blameF on the same team, it could give some issues. You'll see it here when we change over to the blameF point of view. When the bomb gets planted, he is rotating very slowly in from ramp, and as you can see, he's basically hard clearing every single corner. If Device is not willing to make his move from main and blameF is going to be rotating over so slowly from ramp, there needs to be someone else sort of picking up the slack that I mentioned earlier, and that someone would have to be NaToSaphiX. But in my opinion, playing out the round from heaven first is just not the right way to go about it, and I think NaToSaphiX actually does a great job of sort of creating pressure and having a lot of Ts focused on his position at all times. This is what creates the space for Device and blameF to go in, but because they seem so unwilling and slow, it just seems like they're not even trying to contest the round, and I'm just really worried that if Astralis as a team don't find success early on, the roles once again will just clash too hard and they will just crumble. Now with that said, I'm not pointing fingers directly at Device or directly at blameF, it's just the case for me that if you have 2 players who are on the more passive side of the spectrum, you need a very aggressive player to pull in the other direction, and they currently just don't. This round does help calm me down a little bit as Device is contacting first out ramp and finds 2 nice entry kills onto Reedtz. It helps Astralis pick up a 10th. The end of the road for this video, unfortunately, but don't worry, we'll end it in style, and in what better way than Device picking up a nice 3k where we really get to see his consistent aiming with the AWP. You don't really need me to say it, but to conclude, Device was massively impressive in his first match back, and I really do hope the best for both him and Astralis. Thank you for watching ASMR.